we got a couple of topics to give you guys. We talk about, should the Bears be interested in Denzel Mims as he has requested a trade from the New York Jets. We'll also be talking about a revelation that Darnell Mooney played most of last season with a groin injury. He couldn't walk on some days. That's major. We're going to talk about all that and more on today's Chicago Bears Central.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
All right, fam. So this thing came out. Like I tell most people, if you're a Chicago sports fan, you should really be following Daniel Greenberg on Twitter. He drops things about every Chicago team, period. Now, he came out with this. He said that Darnell Mooney was interviewed on WBBM News Radio, and he said that he hurt his groin at the beginning of last season and dealt with that injury all of last season, and there were days where he had a hard time walking because of the groin injury. Now, we know Darnell Mooney put up his best stats yet last season. I'm going to ask you guys this. What does that make it? Does that make you even more proud of how he played, just knowing that injury he dealt with? And then how good is he going to be now that he's injury free? That's wild, fam. What do you guys make of this?
Oh, man. So you telling me that man had an injury? He had 81 receptions, 1,055 yards, 13 yards per catch with 4 touchdowns. But wow, when the Matt Nagy offense, man, you gotta say, man, this kid is going to have, he's gonna have an all-time season this season. I can't wait to see what he can do healthy, man. If he could do that, that's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn. I'm sure that's good if it wasn't an injury riddle season, bro. What do you think of it, Bobby?
Man, I think that shit's solid. That just speaks to who he is as a person and as a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. We already know what we do in Chicago. Hard-nosed town, go to work, do our damn job. That's what we want. But, man, you doing all that hurt. Shit, what you going to do healthy? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we ain't get to see much of him this preseason. We had a couple catches here and there, a couple plays here and there. Mm-hmm. So once the regular season happens, I want to see what Lou Gessie is doing to scheme some plays from Darnell Mooney. Yeah, we seen some quick action or him go up and snatch one out the air. But what else is there for him to that's coming? So, but overall, good for him, man. Let's be healthy though.
Yeah, be healthy. Health is the first thing that comes to this team that we want to see, especially like seeing how electric the offense looked last night. We definitely want everybody to stay healthy. So, if he put up those numbers last season dealing with that, bro, like, hey, the sky's the limit. Now again, he did have Allen Robinson next to him most of last season, so you gotta factor that in too. He doesn't have a threat like next to him, but nonetheless, like, I'm expecting a big season from Darnell Mooney this season.
Oh, definitely. I'm expecting a Pro Bowl season. He gonna have number one. He gonna have number one. He going for the number one. He the number one receiver on this team. We didn't showcase him this preseason. Maybe they want to keep all those plays close to vest because we gonna showcase Darnell Mooney when the season come, man. You gonna see him. That one play he had, that was a number one wide receiver play, man. He went up and snagged that thing. He just helped his quarterback.
That was a great play. That's a great play.
All right.
I believe in Mooney.
Yeah, he's definitely a playmaker. Yeah. I mean, he's a playmaker, and him and Kmet gonna be big seasons from both of them. Just be on the lookout for it. There's gonna be big seasons for both.
Yeah,
of them
man.
Coming up.
Let's see what Lou Gessie do. Get him up the post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. Do you think so now that we've gone through the whole preseason, we got to see the best look at the offense yet last night. That wide receiver core. Like, I know we talked about it a little bit. EQ's had a pretty quiet preseason. It may be by design. We'll see that. I mean, by that measure, really, Mooney had a quiet preseason too. Considering Fields went to 10 different receivers in the first half last night in the time that he played. What do you worried as much as we were coming into the season about the wide receiver core? Do you think it's going to work itself out? What do you guys think about that there?
I think it's going to work itself out. I mean, I think the Justin Fields took a jump in skill, and I think that's ultimately going to make these receivers much, much better. So I think we good. That's better than when I started thinking when we first drafted, even in the beginning of the draft, in the beginning of this show. I'm thinking a whole different thing.
You still on Pickens watch?
Hey, I'm still watching Pickens because Pickens is a hell of a player now. He a hell of a player.
For sure.
But I think it's all just gonna come along, man. One thing that I liked is that he just distributed the ball to whoever was open within the scheme. But I do anticipate, though, if things get tough or tight, there's going to be Komet and Mooney who got to make the damn play. Just like if you look at how Matthew Stafford, when they needed to play to win the Super Bowl, not saying the Chicago Bears will be there this year, but when they needed to play to win the Super Bowl, they did. Sean McVay schemed up a play to go to his best receiver, and that's what's going to happen in clutch moments between Luke Getsy, Justin Fields, Komet, and Mooney. You got to go to your best players when it really matters. So that's what I anticipate happening.
All right, cool. Talking about that wide receiver core, we've been kind of monitoring and seeing what the Bears could do. They did go out and make a move for N'Keal Harry, who then ended up getting hurt, suffering a pretty serious injury that's going to keep him sidelined. There's been another wide receiver, this time in with the Jets, that has requested a trade. So there's been a lot of articles that come out. Should the Bears be interested? It could be a low risk, high reward thing. Another thing like they tried to do with N'Keal Harry, and that's Denzel Mims. Now let's go over him. He played in 2020. He had 23 receptions for 357 yards. That's an average of 15.5 yards per reception. Last season, he played in 11 games, got 8 receptions. Still had a nice average, 16.6 average as far as the yards, but only 133 yards overall. What do you guys think about the chances of, should the Bears take a look at Denzel Mims if it's not too much as far as what's needed to bring him into the team?
You want to go, nephew?
I'll go. My answer would be no.
Okay.
I pass on that, man. Me personally, I like what I've seen out of the receivers so far. And then me, if I was the one to make decisions, like I'm in some situations, I'm impatient. Got to bring the guy in. I got to get him spun up. We got to let him build continuity with Justin Fields. I don't got time for that. So instead of going out and making a trade for him, I like what I seen out of Pettis yesterday. You know what I'm saying, and you still don't know if they keep N'Keal Harry around. We don't know what he can be for this offense. We don't know. So with somebody who has the cody, who knows the playbook, who has a little bit of rapport with Justin Fields, and then just keep it pushing. I wouldn't force the issue.
Hey, I agree with you, nephew. Just on the basis that I think it's just a little bit too late. I think we close to the start of the season. I think we got adequate talent on the team. If you're not going to sign this guy, and I hope you wouldn't, you would pick up like a Coulter who may be on the fringe of not being on the team. Because I'm kind of thinking Pettis is going to make the team. So I would give it to somebody that's on. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking like, we give it to the guys that has been working hard this training camp. Give it to one of those guys.
With that being said, like, so are we still? Do you still expect N'Keal Harry, if he does stay on this team, they stick to him? Do you think they're going to work him into the offense like almost as soon as he comes back? Do you think that it may be one of these things where it's like, you've done enough, we may give you another prove it deal next season? Do we really think that N'Keal Harry's still going to get a chance to perform this season, or with the performances that we have seen from people like Pettis, do we think that this offense may have passed him up a little bit?
It's all on that man. I'm just going back. Pose's ideology. He's like, you're gonna have to work for whatever you're gonna get on this team. So if N'Keal Harry come back and he ready to go and he's showing that he can get ready and get involved in the scheme, the offensive scheme, I'm thinking that the coaching staff will go ahead and get him some plays in. It's up to that guy. It's up to Harry.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm on the side of you. I agree. I think that, for one, we already know once people go down and then other people step in your role, you got you lose out on opportunities. But I don't think they're gonna be petty and not try to see what he can provide for this team, especially when it comes to that running scheme, or if you go in the red zone offense, because you need that size, and we know what he can bring in the running game. So I don't think that they gonna force that issue as well. But I also think that he'll have some opportunities. If Dante Pettis or Byron Pringle is not performing well, or whoever, they might be like, hey, let's get Harry up in there. Let's see if he can take advantage of the opportunity. But I don't think nothing's going to be forced.
Okay, fair enough. Now, we got a little bit of an update that I just found I want to talk about before we go. Our boy Jack Sanborn. Do you know that yesterday he played 70% of the defensive snaps? They keeping that boy. He ain't going nowhere, bro. They had him out there for 77% of the snaps on defense. Jack Sanborn was out there with the team. Listen, that's faith. That man's
it just showed that the coaches gave him an extra look. Like, man, we got to look at him, man. We got to keep him out there, man. Because, man, I'm worried about my man. I need my man Jack Sanborn on the team.
Bro, yeah. Hey, I know
Jack Sanborn's going to become the Brian Scalabrine of the Chicago
Bears. He got to be.
Definitely. Because, man, I seen Coach Hightower speak highly of him, too, man. He was speaking highly of him and saying that, hey, when he was in there on defense, he was providing some help to the defense when we put him in on special teams. So the man shining in every role that you put him in, you got to keep players around like that, man. You definitely you got to have some depth. And I feel like he'll be a solid piece to keep on the team. You got to find a spot for him.
I'm so nervous for my man Jack Sanborn, man. I think he just on the fringe, man. I think I'm gonna have a shot when he get, man, you on the team, and then they announce he on the roster, man. I'm gonna take a shot for my man.
Hey, Jack, listen, that's gonna be the first name that I'm looking for in the final. Like, hey, man, all right, I see Sanborn. I'm Papa Bobby, right?
For sure.
We Gucci.
Yeah, for real. I mean, hey, go after rookie to being drafted by your favorite team growing up, and he's performed, right?
Yeah, man.
He's been a playmaker out there. So yeah, I hope he does make the team. I don't know how much he's gonna play in the regular season, but I do hope that he definitely makes the team.
Come on, Jack. We pulling for you, Jackie.
Any surprise guys see coming Tuesday? Tuesday's the cut day. You guys expect any?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Coulter, he on watch.
Okay.
And Jack and my man Jack, them the biggest ones I'm watching. And that secondary too. Who getting cut from that secondary too? I think look out for Young. I don't know. Young.
That's the answer.
Oh,
Vildor. Yeah, bro. That's a good pick though, because man, like you was a starter last year. We barely seen you until this game.
Man,
so I have the stats on that. So Vildor only played 43% of the defensive snaps last night.
Oh, they didn't even want to give him an extra look, bro. They was like, okay, that's it.
It could mean that they just know he's gonna make the team, so they didn't need the extra looks. Maybe more players play more snaps, so they need to just get those extra looks at. This is just trying to play devil's advocate.
Or I was about to give you the or.
I definitely think Vildor up out of there. This is just my personal opinion, bro.
Man, me too,
I think he might be up out of there. And Buddy that had that pick, Stroman. He up out of there. Appreciate the pick, but you up out of there.
Strong. Oh yeah. What about the defensive line? Any surprise cuts from there?
Man,
not Justin. Johnson.
I don't know if any surprise. There's enough there that I think that if they do make cuts, it's not going to be any surprises for me. What do you?
Okay.
Ahead,
I just make sure I like Dominique Robinson, man. I like him. So if they cut him, I'll be like, damn, what y'all see that I didn't see? So I'll be watching.
Dominique Robinson did only play 11% of the snaps.
I think he on the fringe, bro. Like it's him too. I'm scared for my man Dominique Robinson too.
Man, that is funny, bro. Yeah, that's pretty. You guys got anything else? But that's pretty much it that I got, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Roquan Smith gonna play the left side linebacker, huh? Or the right side. He ain't playing the middle, huh?
He gonna play
Merrill playing middle
side.
Yo,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't know about that, Roquan. Oh no, he ain't. I don't know.
Well, let's just get this man to play some. He experienced some tightness.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Experience some tightness.
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
You already know.
That's a bullshit ass excuse, bro.
The sideline like I'm a little tight, bro. I'm a little tight right
now. Going crazy, bro. Going crazy.
He's supposed to play, man. His ass is bogus.
Bro, I was excited to see him too, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was
man.
For real. He's in games, bro. Like he probably called call in like, hey man, hey, pose, my dude ain't playing tonight.
Yeah, that's all it is. You know that's what happened.
Saint Omni phoned in.
Hey, you could take nothing off the table when you talking about Roquan. We just learned a lot about Roquan this offseason, bro.
You learned too much about
Too damn much.
Roquan a little, bro. I need Roquan to stay off them extracurriculars during the offseason.
Shit. Come on now.
Something ain't right, man. All right. Before we go, what stood out to you most this preseason? 3 games in, what player stood out the most to you in the 3 preseason games that we got?
Oh man, I don't want to do the obvious, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say, get it out the way and say my man Brisker, man. Brisker, you just right away we could tell
missed too. We missed him.
It's funny. A rookie, you felt his absence when he was not out there, bro.
Yeah, it's like his presence is, man, you can't miss it, dude. You can't miss it, dude. Dude is gonna be some player. That's what I took from the preseason.
Okay, Bobby.
First of all, shout out to the coaching staff for they definitely dug deep into figuring out this offensive line. The one player on the offensive line I'm gonna get kudos to is 2 people. First is Braxton Jones.
Yes, you gotta say him first.
That man has been. I'm very impressed by Braxton Jones and what he's done on the left tackle slot, and then Tevin Jenkins. We gave you some shit game 1.
Yes,
we gave you some shit, but then once you got in that right guard spot, you showing why you deserve to have that spot. So in this offensive line, y'all look great in that last preseason game. Let's continue to improve. Y'all continue to do y'all thing. And shout out to our offensive line for knocking dude on his ass when he did that late hit on Jay Field.
Bro.
So shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. The offensive, and I'm going to go to the offensive line. If you look at the way I talked about Tevin Jenkins in that first game to talking about him in this game, he can seriously. I always try to hold myself accountable. I talk about people in the national media. I said he looked terrible in that first game. I questioned his drive, and he shut me the hell up. Let's just be clear. I ain't got not a bad thing to say about Tevin Jenkins by this 3rd preseason game at all. That man earned. He deserves to be there. I hope he keeps that spot. I hope he holds it down. Tevin Jenkins completely has forced me to do a 180 on my position on him. I've always said that I do want to see him reach that here, but I was questioning the potential and how much was still left. I got to shut the hell up and eat crow. Tevin Jenkins has done everything that he needed to do through training camp, through this preseason, and he earned himself a starting spot. And it feels that much better because we know he had a fight for that and earned it. He was practicing with the second string, went from that to getting that right guard starting spot, and he played well in the time he was out there playing.
Hey, that's fast, but we will be remiss if we don't say shout out to the growth of Justin Fields that we just seen through this preseason. He has definitely got better from last season. We got to say that. Absolutely.
Facts.
Yeah. Justin Fields is the one that people are going to go to. That's one. And I didn't. Yeah. So Justin Fields, especially in game 3, deserves to be talked about. It deserves to be acknowledged because he did it, but we did that on the post-game show. So go and check that out and get our thoughts on that offense and Justin Fields' poise and everything being the quarterback. But outside of that, listen, this team, I'm excited about. I can't wait till the start of the season. We 2 weeks away. It's going to be fun. We about to have some fun in this. That's all I can say is that it went from this season for me thinking, hey, this may be a tough season, but I am looking to see the development and growth. Hey, I don't know how many games we're going to win, but I think this is going to be a fun team to watch.
Definitely.
It's going to be fun.
Defensive thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but that is it, Bobby. Go ahead. Let's send us home, bro.
All right, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy that goddamn Sunday dinner. Because I got some jerk chicken down there calling, Bobby, cognac mace. Y'all know what it is. But hey, if y'all want me for more for me and C-Dubb, hit up Shy Boys Podcast. And then if y'all want more for CEO Haize, follow that boy at CEO Haize on all social media platforms. And then I'll let my mans get y'all how y'all can figure it all out collectively.
Absolutely. Go ahead and follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We out, y'all. Peace. Make sure y'all bear down. Peace, y'all. Boom.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.